I'm so sad. I'm sad. Oh, what am I gonna do?
Oh, hey man, what's wrong? Why are you crying?
Oh, I'm just sad because I'm not cool and I can't play the 3 original Brown Book D&D like it was meant to be played. I don't know what to do.
Oh, I know. Why don't you give our friend Cuppa a call? He'll know what to do.
Oh, that's a good idea. Hold on. Let me give him a call. Beep, beep, boop, boop, boop. Oh, hey, Kappa, I need your help.
Oh, what's the matter?
Oh, yeah, Kappa, I'm really down in the dumps because I really want to be cool like you and play the original Dungeons and Dragons, but I don't have enough money for that. That's way too expensive. What do I do? I have no idea. Help me out.
Well, why don't you try this?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna check this out right now.
Let's say thanks to Cuppa for introducing everyone to the original Dungeons and Dragons brown box set. But not everyone can afford such a thing. So today we're going to show you a good alternative. It's free on TTRPG and it's less than $5 on Amazon. So it's the White Box Fantastic Medieval Adventure Game, or the FMAG. So it's a nice little book here. It's got everything you need. I took it with me on the airplane once, and I was able to play some D&D on the airplane instead of watch some dumb movies. So yeah, it's basically, it's kind of tied to the original Swords and Wizardry box by Matt Finch and Marv Breed. So it's a little update on that. So it's an update on the Swords and Wizardry white box, and it's completely compatible with that. So it basically takes all the rules of original D&D, puts it in one box. You got one D20 you need and a D6, and that's all the dice you need for the original D&D style. It's got some pretty decent art for such an inexpensive book. It's got the table of contents, has all 3 of the brown books put into one book. Little introduction, kind of tells you what you need. I mean, I think there's a couple spells or something that you the other dice, but basically everything is with the D20 and the D6. I'm trying to remember what else. And then there's some optional rules in here to kind of make play easier. Here's here's a character sheet. So it goes by the more current strength, dex, con, int, wisdom, and charisma instead of the old way, but that's fine. That's kind of what we're used to now. And the other big difference is saving throw is 1 number. So you don't have the chart of like save versus spells, save versus wands, but it does have the original rules to do that, because this style was introduced in Swords and Wizardry. I kind of like it, just the 1 number, especially if you're just solo on yourself. Makes it quick and easy. You'll see the attribute bonus is also very negligible. Only gives you a -1 or a +1. So even if you're terrible roll and you roll like a 3, it's only a -1 to your stat. So it wasn't as big back then, the stat modifiers. The only big thing they do is if it's in the your prime requisite for that class, then you get a 5% experience bonus. So you get like strength, intelligence, wisdom, con, all that. Charisma, high charisma also affects how many hirelings you have. And with con, you also get a +1 to each hit die. And dex, with a mod, you might get a plus or minus to your missile. So like your bow and arrow, your slings, that kind of thing. So everybody rolls D6 hit points, and then it just kind of changes based on class, which you'll see in the tables. So there's the 4 main classes, and the thief being optional. So the first one up is cleric. Just like everything else, you get a +2 saving throw on poison and paralysis, as opposed to the others. So you'll see like saving throw here is like 15, 14, 13, as opposed to the array that we normally deal with the old style D&D. But like I say, it is an optional rule in the book. Hit dice, you get like a 1, 2, or 3 hit dice. That's how many D6s you have. And then every once in a while for cleric, you get a +1. You get your turn undead. The other big thing with the old D&D, original D&D, is that, and same with BX, for clerics, you don't get any spells first level. You have to prove yourself to your god, and then from your second level, you finally get one spell, that's kind of an interesting thing. The fighter, so you can see his hit die goes up a lot faster. They get the 2 hit. So the same thing, that's the other thing. One more difference in this versus the old way is that this also has, as the original style or like the default play method in this game, is the 2 hit bonus. So ascending armor class instead of descending, but it does have all the rules and charts to do the descending. So it's that nice compromise, I guess. Pretty decent art. Magic user, so you just get 1 slot. Once you do it, it's gone. First level, you get 1 spell. You get 0 2 hits. You got saving throw a little bit better for magic. If you got intelligence high, 15 plus, then you get 5% to experience. And then the thief, optional. They do also change the thievery abilities. So it's just based on a D6, which is kind of nice. So you can just do thievery, which is also how like Dolmenwood works. They got rid of the crazy charts, which I guess if you want to, you can still use those in this game, but this just makes it easier. So it's kind of like feel the old original way, but you can kind of play it a little bit more streamlined. But it does have rules to completely use it that way. And unlike some people, I actually kind of like race as class, depending on how I'm playing, but I do kind of like it that way. So Dwarves, basically a fighter, but you get much better saving throws, and then you have some dark vision. You can detect doors and traps. Elf, basically a fighter or a wizard. So you can either be a fighter or a wizard per level, which is kind of interesting how they used to do that way. You do get a little bit better hits, but spells, you don't get any spell at first level. Then the Halfling. Halfling, basically just a fighter, and it has near invisibility, so you get better stealth rolls, and you have a much higher chance of accuracy with missiles. The only thing with the original D&D, it was actually Hobbit until the Tolkien estate kind of threatened a lawsuit, and they said, okay, then they changed it to Halfling. The other thing is equipment weight, so you're going to be tracking that. I kind of don't like to do that. I like to keep slots. I don't know. I guess there's a couple things in original D&D that I could live without. I know Cup is going to hate me for saying that, but oh well, I like slots. I just don't like bean counting. But I don't mind descending armor class or Thaco or anything like that. I don't mind that, but I hate like counting items by weight. I'm kind of weird that way. Everything does basically a d6, which is interesting. So it's just like battle axe 1d6 plus 6, dagger is 1d6 minus 6, and then like a mace is 1d6. So all you really need is d20 and d6, which is nice, especially solo or you're like on a trip and you don't have a lot of room. You can just have 2 things with you. It talks about movement rates, which I don't really do. I do like the more modernized close, near, far, the 3 distances. But it does have a lot of information, like how to do the dungeon crawls, like trap, secret doors, listening at doors, light, which is important. I do like the light mechanic. Goes over how combat works, the alternate combat sequence. I usually, in almost everything I do, I just start falling back on 1d6. 1 to 3 is enemies, 4 to 6 is the players. It just goes faster. And then here you can kind of see the attack roll matrices, which they do kind of have a nice slot on your character sheet for that at the bottom here. 2 hit descending and ascending armor class. It does talk, there's an optional rule. So if you don't have any clerics in your party or anyone capable of healing, they have a binding wounds mechanic. So you can heal 1d6 worth of wounds following a battle. That seems almost too much for me. I'd maybe do like 1 or 2 maybe. I don't know. Unless you're playing like really, really tight old original D&D, like really brutal, like maybe realistic or something like that, you might want to be a little bit nicer for them to recover. Maybe, I don't know. It depends how you feel. Like, you know, got rules on jousting, loyalty, the saving throws. So here's the original saving throw matrices. So that's always nice that they kind of included that. Spells and magic, I do like that. That's a pretty good picture. You got the cleric spells. So funny enough, like I'm not that bright. So when I went to level 6 and I wasn't thinking because I was thinking of other games and I just said, oh, what's this spell? Oh, only the gods know. And then I flipped through the book for like 2 seconds. I was like, where's the only gods know? Oh, I felt really dumb to myself. The other interesting thing, magic users in the old game, like level 1, there is no magic missile. At first I thought it was some mistake and I'm like, wait a minute. So really, if you're a wizard, you really want sleep. You really want sleep. Or not. Maybe you're just like a utility dude. So really, magic users in the old game, it's not really till level 3 that they become just a glass cannon. Before that, they're just glass. They can't do diddly squat. I mean, invisibility is pretty good. These spells aren't worthless. They're just not, super powerful. But, I don't need super powerful. I do like utility spells. I like being a utility character, doing weird things. But it's nice. You have all these spells. Pretty decent art, again. And then you got, in the old school, you got reversible spells. So you have to memorize those separately. You can't do like light and reverse it. You have to memorize light. You have to memorize darkness. No freebies, man. Running the game, so it's pretty good. It has all this stuff that you need to create the campaign, over the land encounters, right here, dungeon encounters. So it was basically dungeon level, and then the encounters got worse and worse, or more difficult. It has other encounters, so it's got everything you need to really run everything. And then it has the monsters, monster attack rolls. Mostly it's descriptions, but there's a little bit of art here and there. Not too bad. I like it. Succubus. Oh no. Dragons. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I like it. I like that. Cool. Looks pretty cool. Got a whole bunch of different giants. That's a nice dungeon delving picture right there. Just makes you want to play right now, doesn't it? Hobgoblin. That's pretty. Whenever I see that, I think of Beastman from He-Man for some reason. That's pretty cool. Ooh, nice lich. Lycanthrope. Pretty good. Pretty good. I think there's a couple not so great art in here, but most of it's pretty decent. That's a really good skeleton. I like that. Oops. Like that one. It's not bad. It's just not for me. How to make your own monsters. And then the treasure charts. Magic potions. Scrolls. Magic armor. Magic weapons. Miscellaneous magic weapons. Rings. Staves. Lesser magic items. Medium, greater magic. Deck of many things. That's cool. Helms. Cursed items. Yeah, cursed items are fun. And then they leave you a little page to put house rules. So that's kind of nice. I don't think I deface my book, but it's nice. Like if you've never played it before, and then you open the page and like house rules, what's that? So it gets you thinking. Oh, I can change this. This book is prescriptive, not descriptive. We don't need every little thing spelled out for us. That's what the GM is for, to make rulings, not rules. Then you got the nice character sheet. I like it. It's very simple, but it's also kind of interesting to look at. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, give it a try. Give White Box a try. Try the original way of playing D&D. And everybody thank Cuppa for being an awesome dude and getting everyone to think about the original way of playing Dungeons and Dragons. That's it here on Rocket Punch. And until next time, Rocket Punch! Goodbye.